I'm laughing because I'm doing this video and I was not expecting that. I was not expecting it to be that good. ChatGPT is terrifying, but also kind of exciting.
This is exciting.
And I wanted to see if it could help you to become a better motion designer. In this video, I'm going to share with you how it can help you to make more money, how it can help you to make better designs and animations, and also how it can help you to communicate better with your clients. Let me know in the comments below if you're using ChatGPT and how you're using it in your motion design career. So first of all, I thought it'd be interesting to ask ChatGPT what it can actually help us with. So what can ChatGPT help motion designers with? So ChatGPT is telling us that it can help us to generate text for motion graphics, such as script writing for animated videos or voiceover scripts. It can help us to create storyboards for animatics, outlining keyframes and camera movements for a motion graphics project, which is interesting because it's not a visual tool. So I guess it means that it can explain the camera moves. It said it can suggest creative ideas for motion graphics projects, providing inspiration for new visual styles and animation techniques, and it can help with technical tasks such as generating code for motion graphics software. So I've seen from other people's videos, like Nick in Motion, that it can help you to generate scripts for After Effects, so that's pretty cool. So if you want to know how to do that, then maybe check out Nick's video too. And generating 3D models, animations, and other assets. That's interesting. I'm not really sure how it can do that. So let's start from the top of the creative process and let's ask the chat if they can generate some ideas for us. I think that's the most simple place to start. So let's say, can you generate 10 ideas for an animation project? I like how it says, sure, like it's your friend. Here are 10 ideas for an animation project. A whimsical hand-drawn animation that tells the story of a young girl's journey to save her enchanted garden. Interesting. A stop motion animation that explores the inner workings of a clock depicting the movement of gears and mechanisms. I feel like that's like gears and stuff that's what people do a lot in animation. So I wonder if it's kind of taking stuff from that. A 3D animation that showcases the evolution of technology, starting with the first computers and ending with modern day AI. That's kind of scary.
You're scaring me.
It's like, it's basically saying,
make a video about me.
About modern day AI. An animation that explores the theme of dreams using a combination of 2D and 3D. I mean, I like that. The dreams could be a starting point for sure. A stop motion animation that tells the story of a group of robots who band together to save their factory from being shut down. I'm slightly scared because I feel like the AI is, really focused on AI and robots in these stories. A 2D animation that uses a minimalist art style to tell the story of a person's day from waking up to going to bed. Okay, so that's interesting. So let's say we like the idea of dreams and a group of robots. So let me ask it to potentially write a script. The classic, the robot wakes up and it was a dream. Maybe we say the robot is actually a human. I wonder if we can pick out any more details from this. Let's say the robot is actually a human girl who lives in her enchanted garden. I'm just like taking all of the ideas. Okay, let's give that a go. Let's see what it comes up with. This should be interesting. Titled The Enchanted Garden. Nice. Fade in. Factory day. A large, imposing factory stands in the middle of a barren wasteland. Smoke billows from the chimneys and the sound of machinery can be heard in the background. We see a group of robots working tirelessly on the factory floor. They are all different shape and size, but they all have a determined look on their faces.
Finally, robotic beings rule the world.
In a robotic voice.
The factory is in trouble. We must save it.
The robots huddle together discussing a plan of action. We must shut down the machines. We must gather resources. We must find a new source of energy. The robots are seen working together to shut down the machines and gather resources. They are determined and focused, but the task seems daunting. I mean, this doesn't seem very detailed, but it's definitely giving me ideas, so that's fun. We see the robots working tirelessly on a new source of energy. They are making progress, but it's clear that it's a race against time. The robots are seen working together, a new energy source. Suddenly there's a bright flash of light and everything goes black. Enchanted garden, day. We're in a beautiful garden full of vibrant flowers and lush greenery. A young girl sitting on a bench looking out of the garden with a contented look on her face. In a dreamy voice, I must have fallen asleep. This is my enchanted garden. The girl stands up and walks around the garden, admiring the beauty of her surroundings. It was all a dream. We are still robots. We are still trapped in this factory. The robots slowly stand up and begin to walk away, resigned to their fate. Whoa, well, I mean, I didn't see that twist coming. That was a bit crazy. I like the idea that I think that this can give us lots of ideas for personal projects, but I think you really have to use your imagination and kind of give it a lot to work with, because so far what it's generated seems fairly basic, but maybe we can elaborate on it. Here's a revised version of the script with the ending you described. But it's amazing how you can kind of use this almost to be like a little assistant that gives you ideas or gives you examples of things. So I'm curious to see like how we can use this later in the video too. Let's try it to kind of get the chat to make this into a storyboard and see what happens. I'm not able to produce a storyboard. However, I can give you some tips. Oh, that's handy. Start by sketching out some key scenes. This will help you visualize the story and plan out the pacing of the animation. So it's good. It's sort of teaching us stuff. It's telling us how we can make a storyboard. So that's quite cool. Once you have a rough storyboard, you can use software such as Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop to clean up sketches and add more detail. I mean, this is pretty impressive. Keep in mind that a storyboard is a work in progress. It'll change and evolve as you develop your animation. Okay, so it's fairly good at giving us instructions on how to do things, giving us basic ideas. One of the things that lots of motion designers struggle with, I think, is coming up with quick little ideas for short animations that they could potentially post on social media. So let's see if it can give us some of those. So I'm going to say, can you give me 10 5-second animation ideas using plants and stars? Say we've chosen a theme of plants and stars, see what we can come up with. A stop motion animation of a plant swaying in the wind. 3D animation of a plant that has stars as its leaves and it glows in the dark. Oh, so that's like a more interesting idea. I think that's the most interesting one so far. A plant that sends out tendrils to collect stars like fireflies. I mean, some of these are a lot more interesting than the last set of ideas that it gave me, so that's pretty cool. So let's see if ChatGPT can give us some accurate information about the motion design industry. Can you tell us what motion designers get paid? This should be interesting. The salary for a motion designer can vary greatly on factors such as location, experience, and specific company or industry they're working in. According to Glassdoor, the average salary for a motion designer in the United States is around $70,000 a year. Motion designers can earn significantly more, with the top earners making upwards of $120,000 or more per year. It's important to note that salary varies greatly depending on experience and location. I mean, it's giving us very general figures about the US from Glassdoor. So let's ask about rates, because that is something that I know a little bit more about in terms of like freelance rates. The rates for freelance motion designer can vary to level experience, specific project, client. That's correct. Some freelance motion designers may charge by the hour, while others may charge a flat fee for the entire project. Generally, what I've heard at the moment is artists in the US getting from about $550 a day to around $800 a day, I think is pretty average. But let me know what you think below this video. Let's ask ChatGPT if they can tell us how to write a cold email to a direct client that we want. I wouldn't put subject offering motion design services to animal charity, but I mean, I feel like they have to make it pretty generic, right? Because we didn't give much info. They kind of understood that we're passionate about animal welfare. I came across your organization and was impressed by the work you are doing to support animals in need. I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty impressed so far. I would like to offer my services to help you create visually compelling content that can be used to raise awareness of your cause and engage with your audience. So I think this is good because they're offering a service and they're talking about potential problems that the charity charity might have, like raising awareness of the cause and engaging with the audience. Whether it's creating an animated explainer video, designing an engaging social media campaign, or developing an interactive website. Maybe ChatGPT doesn't understand what motion designers do quite. So I think how I would change this email if I was rewriting it, I mean, I feel like it's done a pretty good job, to be fair, but potentially missing some key points. Like if you'd worked with an animal charity before, you'd want to mention that charity and include that, or any relevant projects. So I would say, here's a project that I did for such and such charity, which I think aligns with the kind of work that we could do together, or something like that. I'm just kind of curious to see what it comes up with here. What I'm fascinated by is that it remembers, but I mean, I guess it doesn't remember. But I have experience working with similar organizations. Recently, I worked with charity name creating an animated video which helped them to increase their donation by 20%. Whoa! That's amazing. It's amazing that it knows to put a result that the client got in there. Like, I'm actually so impressed. I'm laughing because I'm doing this video and I was not expecting that. I was not expecting it to be that good, because that's what I would recommend people to do, is to say, hey, I did this work, I got this client this result, which is potentially a result that they want. So that's amazing. That's wow. But obviously you would need to go in there, you would need to rework this to make this make sense for you. I recommend that you would follow our email template, because I have 4 different criteria in there to help you to figure out how to structure your cold emails. So if you want to get access to that, then you can download our free course below this video in the description. So let's ask ChatGPT what it thinks motion designers should learn. It's important to have strong understanding of the following: animation principles and techniques, 2D, 3D software, such as After Effects, Cinema 4D, compositing, visual effects, color theory, color correction, typography, graphic designs. I would say sound design and editing, probably less so. Video production, post-production workflow, understanding industry standards or trends. It's important to develop a strong portfolio and be able to work well in a team and have good communication skills. I mean, it's pretty spot on, to be fair. So let's say, okay, cool. We want to learn more about storytelling because we want to be a better motion designer. We want to be able to tell better stories. Here are a few books on storytelling that may be helpful for a motion designer. But I mean, it remembers that I'm a motion designer. That's pretty cool. Wow. I mean, I'm pretty impressed by ChatGPT, and I know that it can do so much more than this, but just from like a basic, can I ask it questions? Is it going to give me fairly correct answers? Is it going to give me suggestions and ideas? I think that it can really, really help your motion design career. So let's ask ChatGPT how we can make money as a motion designer. Freelancing, offering your motion design services, full-time employment. I mean, it's coming up with the fairly obvious answers right now. Online courses, create and sell online courses on motion design on platforms like Udemy and Skillshare. So it's given me some pretty alright ideas there. I mean, let's say, can you give me 3 more? YouTube channel, create a YouTube channel and monetize it through ad sponsorships and merchandise. We're doing a YouTube channel right now. So it's got some good ideas. Virtual reality, VR and AR, create an animation, visual effects or interactive content for virtual reality. Online consultation, offer a consultation service to other designers or small business owners looking to improve their animation skills or visual effects. Wow. I'm kind of curious to keep going, like see how many you can do. Can you give me 10 more? Too many responses in 1 hour. Please try again later. Okay, well, I guess that's our ChatGPT video done. If you'd like me to create another video about ChatGPT, then let me know below in the comments.